Introducing the all-new Corolla.
Well, as you know, GovGuam has been living beyond its means for a number of years. And right now, GovGuam, just in its overall debt is about almost $1.3 billion. $1.3 billion.
In debt?
In debt.
The cost of servicing that billion-dollar debt is the subject of a report released by the Office of Public Accountability today. It warns that the annual payments that must be shelled out to meet the obligation to the bondholders who hold Guam debt will place a heavy burden on GovGuam's ability to meet its obligations in the years ahead.
Debt service on that $1.3 billion is $80 million, but that's not full debt service. Full debt service won't be until 4 years from now, when we will be paying closer to $107 million.
$107 million each year from 2018 from the general fund to pay off those investors who bought GovGuam bonds and other obligations.
On average, with about, close to a $600 million general fund, that's going to be almost 20%.
20% goes to debt service.
In FY 2018.
From a debt service now of roughly $80 million to payments of $107 million 5 years from now, GovGuam will have to generate $26 million additional dollars each year to make those payments.
Hopefully, if GovGuam's economy continues to grow, but our economy is growing at a much slower rate than the expenditures. And so what's that going to mean? Someone's going to get shorted. A $26 million increase in an obligation has to be funded and has to come from somewhere, because that's going to be the first obligation over payroll or anything else.
And now, island leaders are contemplating a minimum wage increase from $7.25 an hour to $10.10 an hour by 2017. And at the same time, considering cutting taxes to help employers pay for that.
The lowering of gross receipts tax is going to adversely affect the revenues coming in, and meaning a smaller pie to distribute to everybody else. Between income tax and gross receipts tax, those two make up 50% of the total revenues of the government of Guam, and that's quite significant. If you're going to reduce revenues by $8 million and next year increase debt service by $16 million, that's a $32 million, that's a $24 million difference that's got to come from somebody's hide.